Working on the ProStar again. Imagine that. Thermistors. Rawze has a very good collection on AC. On the AC. Working on the AC. Check it out. But basically what I'm doing is I've had 2 thermistor kits put in it this year. The first one, went out, I think February, March, maybe something like that. 6 weeks later, the AC was out again. I called the dealership that did it. I love these guys, great. The Effingham truck and trailer sales up there in Mount Vernon, Illinois. They're a great group of guys. But they replaced my thermistor kit, no charge to me, and but it's gone out again. So this time I'm doing it where I've replaced, they give you a whole kit, and this time I replaced the ends because I noticed that even though the tech did do the heat shrink and everything like it was supposed to that go around, he didn't put new connectors on it, or at least I couldn't tell that he had put new connectors on it because, well, I just couldn't tell that he did. Anyway, here and there, it's failing again. This time though, I cut the wires so that I could actually test the thermistors, get readings off of them, because where this one is, you can't get your test pins in there. Now my thermistors are reading 2.5, I think it's K ohms, something like that. But I'm not sure, I didn't check to see where my settings were. Anyway, this one is reading way off. It's a whole 1,000 or so off. So this thermistor up here is bad again. Tomorrow morning, truck's going for a PM, and I'm gonna have him pump down the system so I can switch these thermistors out. And I am going to go ahead and change both of them, but I'm going to save this one in hopes that I never need it, but I am going to save it just in case because the kit's like $110. Okay, we are back from the TA. We got our PM done, and after they did the PM, I had them pump the Freon out of, well, 134A refrigerant out of the system, and then I changed out my thermistors. So I put new thermistors in here. Now what I'm doing is trying to protect them. I'm going to try and make them moisture proof and see how this works out. But what I've done here is just a little extra with the zip tie, just to try and help those wires stay in place. On this one I've already gone and messed up. Just cuz. Now I've soldered them pins in there and everything, but I don't see where this will hurt anything. Now, like I said, I soldered the pins to the wire, which is definitely something you want to do on a workbench if you can. As opposed to trying to do it in a truck stop parking lot or whatever. Okay, now we're going to put some more goop back on here. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to make this a little shorter, because what we're trying to do, we're only trying to keep moisture out of this from, like, well, the truck wash is the last time both times I failed, these things failed originally, was right after I got my truck washed. One of them failed, and then I did. Then I went and had them replaced, paid for it to be replaced. Then one of them just failed like 4 or 5 weeks later, so it was just a bad thermistor. But then okay, so I like that better. So what we'll do here, I like that better than what I had. Like I said, one was just 4 or 5 weeks later that it failed. Took the truck back to the dealership. They replaced it. My invaluable heat gun here. I love this thing. You can get them at Home Depot, I believe. Well worth the money. There. Alright, now I'm just going to run these zip ties around here. Just as one more extra precaution. It's pretty much what it's all about. Just playing it safe. That's what the heat shrinks for. And the all the dielectric grease. Just playing it safe. Now obviously, well, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, my hands are too slick. That's tight enough. And yes, that's cheesy using these scissors, but I brought them out for the heat shrink. And if you go to your electric store, like this is an electronics supplier that's down the road from me, they have heat shrink tubing. Shields Electric here in Knoxville. That's where I buy all my little trinkets and gadgets at. Hopefully with all this, we're just gonna keep the moisture off. And if you think about it, all this stuff here gets extremely cold. And when that happens, moisture condensates on it. So it's constantly condensating, you know, or accumulating moisture. And that's why I'm trying to make it basically airtight, so that if no air can get in there, then no moisture can condensate inside the mess, you know, inside that sleeve. So that's my only goal with the heat shrink, is keep even the condensation from being able to accumulate. I don't know how many times they've gone out prior to me owning my truck, but I do know that after I bought it, which next month, I'm pretty much 1 month away from my 1-year anniversary of being an owner-operator. At least that wasn't a solder on that I had to just pull off. So in the past 11 months, it's taken 3 pairs of thermistors. And so that would tell me, even if we get a year or 6 months out of this repair, then this is helping. So, and that's all I'm after. I mean, it is very, very, very annoying to, when your air conditioner stops working and all of a sudden you're getting all that humidity outside blowing in on you, and there's no way to escape. You know, there's no way to escape the moisture in the air that's coming in your truck from outside. And you know exactly what, you know all of a sudden exactly what the problem is. Because a sure sign of your thermistors being bad on your ProStar is your air will work great. You turn your key on, start the truck, your air conditioner works great, like there's nothing wrong with it for between 15 and 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden it starts blowing hot air. And if you actually got out of your truck and you looked, you would see that your compressor's not running and the fan hasn't kicked on to help cool the, nothing's happened. Your compressor won't be running, the fan won't be going, because usually I think when the compressor kicks off, the fan kicks on until your pressures equalizes again, then it kicks the compressor back on and your fan off, which is why it goes through that cycle while it's idling and not while you're running, because the hot gases up front are being continuously cooled while you're in motion driving down the road. Now, I don't really know that much about AC work. I just know that I like it when mine works. Now we're just going to go ahead and zip tie this. Here. Use our high-tech clippers here, which I can't believe I'm actually doing that on video when I have several nice different pairs of clippers to be using and using for examples. But anyway, all right, so that'll get, go ahead and zip tie these here. Now what we're going to try and do is take out some of the motion. Keep them from jiggling all over the place. I think we'll lock that in there. And maybe put one up here. Like that, we'll just put a pair on there. Alright. Now we're just going to go ahead and stiffen these up a little bit more. We're trying to get rid of the movement. Out of these is what we're trying to do. I may go ahead and clip that there and let that one just hang out by itself. And now I've got some good clippers here. Take care of those. And since this one's not as tight as I'd like it to be, take that off. Really? I ain't liking that either. I can't tighten it anyway. Alright, so there we go.